Election Day 2020 was more than 6 months ago, so you might be scratching your head about why one state is still counting votes. But that's exactly what's happening in Arizona, where state Republicans have pushed through an audit of ballots in Maricopa County, the state's largest county. Critics say that it's part of a disinformation campaign meant to cast continuing doubt over the results of the election. So what's happening on the ground there? ABC's Zohreen Shah went to find out.
For the past week, the Crazy Times Carnival, a traveling mini theme park with 20 rides, carnival games, and food stands, took over part of the state fairgrounds in Arizona. State Democrats don't think it's a coincidence. It was only steps away from the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, full of Arizona auditors hand-counting about 2.1 million ballots 6 months after the 2020 presidential election was decided.
I mean, the jokes kind of wrote themselves.
Arizona was one of the last states called in 2020. Its 11 electoral votes won by a 0.3% margin, or just 10,000 votes by Joe Biden.
Hello, Arizona.
But many Arizona Republicans could not believe the state helped make Donald Trump a one-term president, going blue only for the second time since 1948. Days of passionate protests erupted in front of the Maricopa County's registrar's office in Phoenix. Given the close margin, per Arizona law, counties did a hand count of ballots in 2% of precincts. In the state's most populated area, Maricopa County, bipartisan representatives hand-counted thousands of votes, showing a 100% match with county voting machine tallies. Even Arizona's GOP chairwoman Kelly Ward herself signed off on the original county certification of ballots, but her tune quickly changed.
When they see fraud, when they see false votes, and when those votes number far more than is necessary, you can't let another person steal that election from you.
Seemingly propelled by then-President Trump's lies about the election results, Ward pushed courts to give the GOP access to auditing duplicates of some Maricopa County ballots. In December, subpoenas were issued by the Senate. Even after the January 6th Capitol insurrection and its deadly consequences, Arizona Republicans pushed ahead for a full audit.
There is no evidence of widespread election fraud here, and these folks are continuing to try to perpetuate that there was, and we saw how dangerous that is.
In February, a judge ordered ballots and tabulation machines turned over.
A lot of people in this country believe the election's over. Certainly doesn't seem that way in Arizona.
Yes, we are continuing to live the election that never ends here in Arizona, with folks trying to recount an election that was settled almost 6 months ago.
But the county election audit Senate liaison Ken Bennett insists the audit is not about the election's loser.
Would you be doing this right now if Donald Trump won?
Absolutely.
But questions about who's conducting the audit growing. GOP Senate President Karen Fann hiring a Florida-based company called Cyber Ninjas to recount the votes. The company's CEO tweeting conspiracy theories about a stolen election before deleting his account. Former Arizona State Rep Anthony Curran, who was reportedly pictured outside the Capitol on January 6th and was part of the state's Stop the Steal movement, was seen recently counting ballots before being removed, and an official helping oversee the audit outlining that the counters were even looking at bogus conspiracy theories that 40,000 ballots were smuggled into Arizona from Asia.
And it came from the southeast part of the world, Asia, okay? And what they're doing is to find out if there's bamboo in the paper. Yeah, I don't believe any of that. Okay. I'm just saying that is part of the mystery.
Arizona's Republican-led Senate and other undisclosed private donors have funded the needle in a haystack mission, a process expected to take months. Bennett shows us how staff spends hours watching ballots spin by, checking for potential inconsistencies.
So, lady on the far side puts a ballot on the little easel. It goes in front of the three people who are marking their own tally sheets.
Arizona Secretary of State Katie Hobbs wrote a letter last week to Bennett outlining her concerns on how the audit was being conducted.
We had 13 broad areas of concerns that were based on both the procedures that were finally disclosed.
Hobbs says people who are not certified election officials are involved. There's no strong security for the ballots and no system of providing a way to duplicate the results of the audit. Hobbs and her family now facing threats of violence for her criticism of the audit effort. Bennett, a former GOP Secretary of State himself, says her letter reads like a political statement.
I think her criticisms are founded in her bias towards the audit in the first place. She's been calling this a fraud for several weeks now.
But even the Department of Justice, writing to Arizona's Senate president, asking for more information on the audit and expressing security concerns.
Ever since the ballots have been delivered, they've been under armed guard security. They've been in locked cages. They have been 24-hour live streamed on video. And so the ballots have been totally secure.
But Hobbs pointing out that those fenced areas have no ceiling or top fencing to prevent an unauthorized person from climbing the exterior fencing to gain access to the ballots. And there still isn't a consensus, even among Republicans, on why the audit is actually happening. Bennett points to the future.
This is not about changing the results from November. This is the state Senate saying that the election was so close that we want to be able to demonstrate with complete confidence to both sides, the ones that won and the ones that lost, that the election had integrity and that every vote was counted.
But many of Trump's army of supporters believe the findings will trigger a domino effect.
And I believe that this audit that's being conducted inside the Veterans Memorial Coliseum will be able to give us some finality, at least as to Arizona, and know who really won Arizona. And when that is all said and done, I believe that will be Donald Trump once again in a landslide.
The election results will not change, but the process going forward might.
I think this should become the standard of elections around the country, that every state ought to choose one jurisdiction in their state or more every time they have an election and do a little forensic audit.
The folks that are continuing to sow the doubts about the 2020 election are writing the playbook here. Free and fair elections are the cornerstone of our democracy in the United States of America, and if they don't like the result, they can come back in 4 years and try again. We have never seen this, and it is frankly untenable to think that this is how we would have to deal with elections into the future.
Zohreen Shah, ABC News, Phoenix.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.